everybody. My name is Manjil Rana. I am the founder and chairperson of Maya Universe Academy. My presentation is ready. We're the only, let's say, private institution providing free education. We are not an NGO, we are not a charity, but we're still providing free education. So that's what I really want to talk about today. Since my topic is on social entrepreneurship, I would like to focus a little bit more on why is it social, because it's very easy to say, like a momo stall down the line giving cheap momos is social, a bus service is social. I mean, all businesses have a social aspect to it, but I would like to think that mine is a little bit more social entrepreneurial venture, and I will share how I got to it. So, the school started 5 years ago. We're in our 6th year. We're running 3 schools at the moment. We started from Kathmandu district, and we are trying to build up and go to more places. I was born and raised in Kathmandu. Like most Kathmandu kids during my time, my plan was to get a good education, get all the certificates that's necessary to go abroad, get an MBA, get a good job, work for Coca-Cola, work for some big company, get a lot of money, buy my father a bigger car, a mom a bigger house, that kind of a life. For my high school, I ended up going to a United World College. That's when a lot of my perspective on life really changed, because I was meeting people from over 70 different countries, and we were talking about Syria, we were talking about Uzbekistan and Tibet, and all these things really started making me question, like, what is it really that I'm trying to achieve in my life? And I felt like maybe the race that I'm on, this race of trying to be very rich, trying to be very productive, saving my 3rd grade spelling contest 2nd certificate to show somebody one day and to get a job I was pushing that part of me. After the United World College, I became a Davis Scholar, and I went to the US with a full scholarship. That was the time when Obama was just winning, and his idea of change was really in people's minds. Everyone thought that, well, I thought as a young boy that, okay, now the world is going to be a better place. So, there's not much that I can really do as an individual in this big world where what's happening is much bigger than what I thought I could do and find a space in this developing world. So I thought it was better to grow hair, grow dreadlocks, paint my face, drink beer, chill out by the beach, make girlfriends, travel the world, which I did. I went to Europe, I went to Central America, other parts of Asia, Switzerland, France. I felt more and more at peace with myself, like feeling I don't really have to prove myself to anybody, and I just need to get a job and everything's fine. But the more I travel, the more I realize the person who I really am. I mean, I'm still a Nepali boy, and no matter where I went, living a few exceptions, most Nepalese that I saw were having a really tough time. A tough time to find a proper job, to find happiness, find a way to connect with their families. And that bothered me more and more every day. And something was calling me back to Nepal. It was the time of the revolution, when the revolution was going on. I just couldn't stay in the US anymore. I wanted to leave, I had to leave. I came back. What caught me was, first of all, I went straight back to Tanu, my father's district. I went to Tanosu, and like everywhere else in rural Nepal, little kids were being influenced and motivated to join this revolution. By going to public schools that they were going, they're not looking for great futures, so it was really easy to motivate them to join the war, learn how to shoot guns, throw bombs, and change the country. That was when I learned about the public education system of the country. I tried to be a teacher in a public school there, and I was not allowed to be a teacher, even though I thought I was well qualified one. I could have done much better than the teachers who were working there. 2/3 of Nepalese students go to public schools. 85% of them drop out, and I think about 75% of them fail the exams. even if they do pass the SLCs, they go to grade 12, let's say they somehow manage to pass that, most of them end up going to the Arab world, doing things that people there do not want to do, making their countries, sending some money back. But even that money is somehow helping Nepal grow in a way. What NGOs have done is very negligible to what Nepalese people going to Saudi Arabia, Qatar have done by sending a little bit of money back home, running their families, running their houses. But either way, I had already left the US and I was back in Nepal, so I wanted to do something in this whole situation that I found myself in. My parents were really worried of what I really want to do, and that was the time I thought, okay, let me start my own school. So we put a tent and we called it Maya Universe Academy. That was the kitchen, that was my bedroom, that what we taught around that tent, and we tried to collect like 10 students who would want to come and study with us. We were looking for 10, but when we announced the date for admissions, we had hundreds of people who had come there to go to the school there. That was really surprising for me. But what we in Kathmandu or the international community may have failed to realize, people in rural Nepal already know. Government schools, bad. Foreign NGOs, INGOs help government schools, even worse. A private school, a man trying to give good education, in an entrepreneurial way, a private boarding school, good. It didn't matter what we taught, what we did, it's a private school. Most people do not want to open any kind of private businesses in rural Nepal. Schools, healthcare, public transport service, nothing, because people don't have money there. So when people don't have money, we have nothing to offer to these people. So we see these people as poor people that need help. And we think about donations, we think about international NGOs and government subsidies. I thought maybe we can look at it in a little bit different manner. Let's look at it in a social entrepreneurial way. Let's see these people as people who have skills, who have knowledge, and who know how to somehow survive in this rural community which has literally nothing in terms of modern developed countries, So we built our first classroom. It was a bamboo classroom, Rana. The parents of the students who wanted to get enrolled, they built it themselves. So we came up with a model. I provide you free education. You come and work in the school for 2 days of every month. Parents said, why 2 days? We can work for you 5 days of every month. If we don't have to pay money to you, we can keep working for you. I said, no, just make sure you give 2 good days of your work to me. It was an instant hit because for some it might be a new idea, but in the village it's a very normal thing. I plant your rice today, you come and help me plow my field tomorrow. I give you some chickens today, you give me some of your pork tail tomorrow, So they liked that idea. And then I increased the number of admissions from 10 to 40 to 200, now to 500. Then suddenly you have all these people who come to work for you, really motivated for the children. Now we need to find out what are they going to do. So we started out by making bracelets. I had friends that I've met over my time traveling around the world, going to the schools that I went to. So we calculated. In a day, if a parent makes 4 bracelets, and in 2 days they make 8 bracelets, let's say we sell it for 2,000 rupees per piece in Korea, Germany and Norway. We chose the 3 countries to start with. And we give 1,000 as commissions to the people who sell it. We use the remaining to run the school. Usually people charge 560 rupees for providing education in rural areas in private boarding schools. We were looking at 8,000 rupees as income per kid. So we brought some trainers from Korea. That's Sincha Yoon, my partner from Korea. We brought some trainers, they trained the people. From out of all the parents, we chose a few ones to get like permanent jobs, and the rest ones they would come in, volunteer, they would give. But of course you can't sell like unlimited number of bracelets and gardens. So we started going into farming. Local kukra, goats, sungur, we had 1 or 2 pigs to begin with, and at the rate they multiplied, and we were selling piglets to the city, to all the villages. We were selling, it was really fun to do business. I mean, people there were not really doing business, they were subsistence farmers, so they had just enough to run their livelihood, and the rest of the money would come from other countries. But what we thought was, why can't we just expand? We have no shortage in labor force. People are unemployed. We can also provide jobs to people, and let's just increase the number of things we're doing. So we increased the chickens, increased the goats, increased everything. We also have Nepal's, I think, only free-range broiler chicken farm. If you go to Bazeko Sekwa or some other food markets, green food markets, you can find free-range broiler chickens. For those of you who know about broiler chickens, the one that you usually eat, even in Radisson Hotel, it's a 45-day chicken. If you look at it, it can't walk, forget about jumping. It will probably die after a while because of shock. And most of its feathers are out, it's filled with hormones, and that's not a healthy chicken. That's really not a healthy chicken. We produce chickens that were much healthier, much older, those that can run around, walk around. That are raised in a whole feeding system. They're eating organic food or sometimes inorganic food. But if you put those two chickens next to you, you're always going to go for our chicken. So then we raise the price for feeding chicken, and that's the new business that we are getting into. So every morning we start the school with a Maya circle. We hug each other, we do a good morning. All the teachers, volunteers, staff, we all look at each other equally, and we play a game where we hit each other with the balls to just let everybody know that everybody is equal in this space that we're here. Everybody eats together. We teach, and teaching is a passion for me. I love teaching. My students, I have 3 of my students who I brought here just to see what goes on in Kathmandu, and we teach with a lot of heart. We have a lot of foreign volunteers who come to us, so we also started looking into, let's say, tourism work that we're doing. We have around 50 foreign volunteers working with us at the moment. If somebody comes to work with us as a committed volunteer, we provide free food, free stay, even we make sure they have a fun time at school. If they come for a shorter time, then we charge them some money. We don't let short-term volunteers be involved with education, but they are more than happy to be involved with farming, with construction, and other things. So then we built 2 houses, we put 50 beds in it, and we started by charging 400 rupees per day, then 500, 600, at the moment it's 1,000 rupees per day. And every foreign volunteer who comes to us usually have volunteered at other places, but they always say this is a real project, this is where I want to come back again. We have Miss Hannah Kimona from Malta sitting with us. She's been volunteering with us almost every year. We have many other volunteers who come every year. We call them Mayans, and Mayans are given some responsibilities and duties in Nepal and abroad. And we're increasing the number of foreign volunteers. At the same time, they're helping us sell the products that we make at Maya School. In terms of schooling, we are trying to make the education we deliver as practical as possible. We are only at grade 6 at the moment, and every year has been quite big challenges. We are following the national curriculum, and we are certified by the government of Nepal. We believe a lot on travels, because that's how I learned anything that I have learned. So these are a few things of going to paragliding. Even the classrooms itself are very children friendly. We have big playgrounds, we build a lot of swings and slides using all local resources. We take them to the zoo. The students that I have really want to grow up and do something for the nation. They see people like me and the other teachers who come there and who spend the entire day trying to help them understand something very simple, and they feel like there's something more than just growing up earning big bucks in America. People started hearing about us, and more volunteers came in. What was surprising was more and more Nepalese volunteers started to pour in. So this man, one day he comes to me, he says, I've seen your interview in Kantipur TV, and I want to join you. And I say, okay, what is your qualification? What's your educational background? He says, I studied in St. Xavier's College, I have a master's in social work. I said, oh wow, that's great. So what do you want to do? He said, anything you say. I'm just sitting here not wanting to do anything. You can give me anything, I'm ready to do it. How long do you want to stay for? He said, as long as it takes for this whole thing that you have started to reach somewhere. Today he's sitting in Udaipur district on top of the mountains. Maybe the fact that he doesn't have parents, he shows the love that he lacked there to the kids that are there. And when you go there, you should see the way the people there love him, take care of him, and the way that he reciprocates that love. More and more individuals started coming in, so we started a new thing. We said, okay, if you have finished high school in Nepal and you want to continue to college but you don't have the money, come on, live at Maya. You go to college in the morning, in the afternoon you volunteer with Maya. We have Krishna, we have Milan, we have Zidane, so we started getting young boys, especially young boys. We just have one girl who come to our school, who volunteer all day. In the morning they go to college. Then we help them with tuition classes. We make sure that they pass in school. So, so we are increasing our, let's say, volunteer base in that way too. This is my contact address, the website. If you forget, just search for Maya Universe Academy or Manjil Rana, Facebook, YouTube, Google, anywhere. What I really want to end today's short presentation of mine is, from what I see is happening around the world, the best minds from Nepal, the young kids. I finished my education in St. Xavier's, friends from KCM or friends from Burali Kanto, Mampi, Rakabongla. If they go into social work, they become excellent report writers. They know how to write the best reports of what needs to be done. Because they have the best English, they know exactly what the people are looking for, they know how to put the essays through. But they don't know what is really happening in the villages that they are working. Look at the fundraisers that was being done for the Gorkha kids. People going and giving sacks of rice or pencils and notebooks. People showing in Facebook, we made this school today, we are aiming to make 10 more this year. You are not making a school, you are just putting the blocks of a school which already was giving poor quality education to Nepalese kids, and you are just rebuilding their schools, just supporting the thing that they have been doing really badly. Let's talk about Teach for Nepal. I will apologize to Sisir Dai if he is here, the chairman of Teach for Nepal. Dai's project is the and he has a lot of heart. He wants to do well for Nepal. But by sending Nepalese youth to villages to work in public schools, that is not the way we want those public school teachers to feel. They need to be doing their jobs well, and if they can't do it, give work to educated, unemployed youth in the city. You earn 25,000 rupees as a teacher, as a government school teacher. You are earning this. You don't have an educational background, you have no idea how the world is working, and you are supposed to raise the next generation of our kids. This school system is clearly not working, but we keep supporting it. We give them money, we give them donations, we send volunteers. That's something that I'm really against it also. Next thing would be INGOs. If there are any INGO workers here, I'm sorry to bring it up also. Room to Read, we got $41 million this year as donations. $41 million as donations. Just think about that and think about what they have been doing in Nepal. If they were doing a good job, why do 75% of the kids that they are helping fail? In an exam that is so easy that I passed without studying, SLC. How can that be not clear that international aid workers, international way of thinking, looking at poor people as helpless individuals is not working? We have to build more of an entrepreneurial way of solution. How can we work with these people? What can we give them? What can we take from them? Maybe that's a solution, maybe not, but it's worth trying. Thank you, everybody.